The year is 2000. Everyone is still recovering from the fear of Y2K, and in the midst of all this madness, Treasure and Nintendo come down from their holy chairs and drop peak on the world. They dropped Sin and Punishment. If you're anything like me, you vaguely knew of this game because of the Mii Gunner skin in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm here to shed light in 10 minutes or less on what I believe is an underappreciated game. Sin and Punishment is a rail shooter about the very scary and distant future of 2007. The story mostly follows Saki, who is single-handedly one of the toughest protagonists ever. I mean, come on, just look at this guy. He is tough. Anyways, back to my point. Unfortunately, I wasn't alive when the game came out, so I couldn't be there when the game dropped, but thanks to Nintendo's 64 emulator on the Switch, I was able to play this glory of a game. I will start this by saying I'm not a fan of rail shooters. That noted, I love this game. I'll go into all my love for this game and where I think it failed, sadly. The best part of this game, in my opinion, is undeniably the story. To give you a brief summary, all this chaos starts because during a famine, scientists develop a genetically engineered species to raise as food. These creatures are brought together and herded in northern Japan until they mutate and begin attacking the country's citizens. They get named ruffians. A group of peacekeepers called the Armed Volunteers try to stop the creatures, but sadly they are also oppressing the Japanese citizens. And finally we get our main group, led by Aki. She is the boss of our two protagonists, Saki and Aaron. If I say any of these names wrong, I don't know, suck it up. I don't want to spoil the entire game, but that's like a brief synopsis of it. Soundtrack. Another amazing thing this game does correctly is its soundtrack. If all goes well, it should be playing this whole video. This soundtrack fits the game so well. It's a fun soundtrack that sounds very futuristic, if that makes any sense. It's all unique and is a fresh change from the normal 8-bit sounds I'm used to in games. And while I still love those 8-bit songs, this OST just has a special place in my mind. Pushing the limits. Sin and Punishment did something I assumed wasn't allowed on the basic N64. They showed a lot of blood. In fact, one of the first scenes we see is a room full of dead bodies, which was very surprising but overall very fitting. Spoiler warning, but one of my favorite scenes happens early on when Saki is cast into a pool of blood and emerges as one of the ruffians. I think this edgy, darker mood is a refreshing change to the N64 and establishes that it's not just a system for little kids. Because as much as I love the 64, they have a very, very wide selection of games that are marketed as family friendly. And while I understand why, I would still like some more M-rated games or games for the older fans. Character design. Another thing this game does well is its character design. I hate to sound like a broken record, but come on, they look so cool. Their poses and weapons are amazing, and it all reminds me of a 90s anime, something like Neon Genesis. That's all I have for this section. I don't want to use all my time there, because I could go on and on and on and... Level designs. The level designs for this game are so unique and interesting. While playing the game, I never had a moment where I was bored or uninterested in the game I was playing, because the enemies are so unique and challenging that it can make me angry, but it still is redeeming whenever I finally finish up that level. But sadly, it can't all be sunshine and rainbows. My first and really only complaint about this game is the voice acting. No offense to the voice actors, but they sound so not involved. All of the voice lines feel as if they belong in different conversations, and none of it just has the same tone.
Achi? Did you see them? Cold-blooded killers. Even if we steal the damn transport, it won't mean anything if there's no one to ride in it.
Relax, Iron. Wake Saki. They've put their faith in us. We must try to help the others.
That's only if the soldiers hit the ruffians like we expected.
Not expected. As I predicted. Now we'll have a good window. Soon.
Of course, that is just my opinion, and it's up to you on how you feel about the voice acting. Conclusion. I'll wrap this up so you can go about your day. I would give this game a 7 out of 10. It's a fun game to just play at night and relax from the struggles of life for a bit. And if you have a way to play it, I would seriously recommend it if you're into good stories or rail shooters. This was my first game review. Please, let me know if you enjoyed it, because I enjoyed making it. Peace.